Hi, welcome to my channel, Riding in Retirement. Today we're going to make a test run and see if you guys like it. If you like it, click on the like button and leave some feedback. Try not to be a troll, but leave some feedback and I'll try to do some more of them if you like it. So today we're going to look at the REVER app, which lets you import a GPX file or plan your own route, and you can listen to it. It'll talk to you in your headset if you like. And maybe you want to keep track of one of your friends, and you can see what they're doing, and you can even have a live connection if you'd like. Built into the app, there are also some challenges. One of the challenges is from Tour of Honor, where you visit some of the military monuments around the country, and they're all across the country. It's very interesting. Get some points, get some bragging rights, win a trophy, a certificate, that kind of thing. There's also a national park challenge. Both of those I'm part of. And I want to go visit these national parks because they're ours. They belong to the public. So go visit them, get some points, have some bragging rights, and join in the fun. There's a couple of other apps in there, and you may find them useful, challenges rather, and those challenges will get you out there and kind of help you get motivated to ride your bike a little bit more. So stay tuned, we're coming right back. We're going to go in and look at the REVER app. And remember to like, subscribe, share. We're going to start off by launching the REVER app. When it first comes up, you're in the middle of the application and you can start tracking. So if you're on your bike and you want to start riding and tracking right away, you click the Start Tracking banner down at the bottom, and it tracks all of your movement. At the top, you've got options to load a route, plan a ride. Tells you, time and distance. It gives you a bigger map, and if you choose to do that, look at it that way. It also will give you certain data on your day, temperature, humidity, etc. And then this is a security section where you can arm and disarm the R-Link. It's like $390 something. Plug it into your bike, and it reports back to your app where your bike is, if anybody touches it, moves it, etc., etc. It's a GPS also. So if your bike is missing, you can track it down. So pretty good application. So we're going to go to the profile section down at the bottom, and we're going to click on that. And the header comes up, and somebody is notifying me about something. 33 minutes ago, looks like I made a ride. We're going to get rid of that. And we're going to close that out, and let's go back. So there's a place for you to put your picture in and your name, and you've got a bell notification. It tells you how many rides you've got, total ride distance, and time that you spent riding, how many rides you've done this week, rides per the month, and rides this year. Now, this data is useful for the various challenges, and the challenges are down at the bottom. We'll take care of that in a little bit. Down here also, you can see the rides that you have recorded or that you plan to ride. It's up at the top. It says here, rides tracked. And you can pick rides planned or your favorite rides. So that's a cool little thing over there. And friends, who's in your community? Hector's in my community. Jay Galvez, he's a writer, one of my former students. And Mike, we all know Mike. Mike is crushing it, by the way. So that's a good thing to see. In the communities is kind of fun. I joined the community in Puerto Rico and in southern North Carolina. And if you click on there, those members, whoever's over there is riding, have loaded up some of their rides. And if you click on there, you can look at one of the recommended rides, and if you click on the ride button in the middle, you can start either following the line or tracking the line, which is a pretty cool thing. So if you ride it, you can follow the line, or you can get turn-by-turn navigation. Pretty cool. So communities. Garage, what's in the garage? I have my current bike, Heidi, which is the white RT water-cooled, and it has my former bike, my adventure bike, 1200 GS. And you give them names and you can have fun with that. So, and the gear you've got, I listed my helmet, my jacket, my boots, just to have a little bit of fun with that. And so that was, we took care of that particular profile. We're going to go to challenges next. So in the challenge section, we click on that and we're going to see the layout of challenges that are available for you to join. It starts off Park Ranger Challenge, which is kind of like the header for this section. There's a Honda Challenge, which is you can ride some of the high passes that are in out west and whatnot. It's pretty nice little challenge. And as you accumulate different rides, you'll get badges that you can add to your page. And it has a rules section so everybody knows what's going on. The locations out west, east, in the mountains, in the national parks, they're all located, and it records your points when you hit a certain point of interest. This is what that looks like, and you can see that there are a number of pretty cool locations that you can ride in, very scenic places to ride in. And once you get to a general geographic area and you pass a certain geotagged area, you get the points automatically. It gets recorded onto your account. And here are some of the folks who are in the challenge and their ranking. Okay, so the other ride is the how many miles do you do, per month, and then calculated per year. There are prizes that are given away by sponsors. In this particular case, you get a GPS locator finder unit, which is R-Link. Now, in my challenges, I joined the climb odometer, mileage, how many miles are you logging each month, and climb gives away something every month for the folks who are at the top of the leaderboard. And if you click on the trophy icon, you can see who's got miles and who's ranked up there and who's doing the deal. And pretty cool to see where you are. Oh, look, I'm number 161 and I've done 71 miles this month. Let's see if there's anyone here that I know. Not yet. Okay, so that was climb. There's Park Ranger Challenge, and if you see, those are the national parks, and there's a check mark over here, which means that I actually did a couple of rides in Florida. And if I look at my standing, who's been out to the national parks, that shows up. Mike Brennan. Whoa, Mike Brennan's he's been to a total of 2. He's ranked number 20. And there am I. I'm ranked number 20. I've seen 2 parks also. Okay, now, Road Warrior. How many miles have you logged per month, per year? It starts at the season, January, and it goes through to next January. Tour of Honor. To give everybody an equal shot at this, The starting date is April and it ends in November, because folks that are in more mountainous areas and subject to poor weather would be excluded from achieving some of the goals. So if I click on there, the description tells us it's meant to honor the folks who've been in the military, and it goes from Alaska to Hawaii to the continental United States, and it pays honor. You can visit the memorials that were erected to honor our military members. And it gives you the rules, etc. Here's the achievement listing, where they're all located. And this is crazy. Look at this. This is all of these Tour of Honor spots that you can visit. And out here in Florida, there are several that we can visit in Florida. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got a bunch of them there to visit. The standings, the last tab, where are you? And the challenge just started, so I'm ranked number 14, and I haven't visited any. Some guys have already visited a number, and they go up the leaderboard. Okay, and that started April, so that's a pretty good challenge to get involved with. So that's challenges. Okay, so we've done challenges, and now we're into the track section. When the page opens up, you still have the same carousel at the top, and you've got that same information. The circle at the top lets you look at a perspective view or a bird's eye view, and these are filters so you can look at the map in various ways. Our link is here again, that security product that you can purchase if you want to. Satellite imagery, if you click on that, go back, and you have satellite imagery. Turn it off by clicking on it again and pick terrain and close that out, and you're back to a simplified street map. So first thing, let's load a route. We're going to go load the route, load a planned route. Let's click on that. And here's a route that I just did a few minutes ago. And there's another route to the dinosaur meetup in Everglades Park. And here's a ride around the neighborhood. So if we click on that, and you've got two tabs, shows you the dynamics. This shows you the dynamics of what the ride looks like, maximum amount of space involved. Only, the distance. It doesn't show you when you stop or start. That particular grid looks a little different. So let's click on Ride It, and we're going to follow the line. You can only use follow the line if you have waypoints. If you don't have waypoints, and you can't follow the line. Okay, load a route, import a GPX file. Now this is a file that was done, I believe, by one of our members, and here it is. So let's do Ride It, and turn by turn start the route, and here we are, and it shows you the trip up to Crawdaddy's, and that's where we are. Next thing we want to look at is plan a ride. So add a waypoint by typing above or tap and hold. Tap a waypoint to view or delete. Add at least 2 waypoints to save as a planned ride. So let's try this. We're going to make it a little bit smaller so we can do a nice quick ride. And let's click over there. Now we've got a point in the street. Let's click over. Can expand it a little bit so we can see what we're doing. It's a good idea to stay in the street and not on the grass. It just helps plan this out a little bit better. And we can finish it off. And there it is. That's the planned ride. We can save it, or we can start the navigation, and there it is. It'll give you turn by turn, follow the route. If you save it, give it a name, and it's saved to our load a route. Load a planned route, and there's the route that we just did. When you start tracking, the moment you push that, you're actually waiting to create some movement, and as soon as you start moving, it will start generating a blue line on your map. So it tracks your ride for the entire day. You can pause, and when you click finish, you have the option to save or delete. We didn't do anything, we didn't go anywhere, so there's no point in saving that. Next segment will be rides. Okay, the next area we're going to talk about is Discover. So if we click on Discover, we will see a little distorted map over here. Let's see if we can fix that. These are areas of interest that are under the paved roads selection. There is something called mixed surfaces, which is, I guess, on-road, off-road. And then there's off-road. And those are, I guess, some of the back road areas that people have logged. And it's quite a number of them. The Butler Maps area is cool too. There's a number of spots that you can ride that were recommended by the Butler Map group, and lots of them are out there in the West. And you can click on one of those and you can get to that area and plan a route out there when you're out there. Florida doesn't have too many, and maybe it's that we're not contributing to that database of places that we like to ride. backcountry discovery. Now I understand this group and these maps had promised to do a whole East Coast group of rides, and there were supposed to be many more planned and loaded in the Tennessee and North Carolina area where they didn't get to that yet. Racetracks. Where are the racetracks that you can go and do your track day experience? Apparently, there are no racetracks. Oh, just kidding. There are many racetracks. So go pick a racetrack, go do track day. The REVER staff picks. And Miami is in there. Or at least South Florida is in there. Okay, so this must be on the way to the Keys. US 1. On the way to the Keys. So that's the Discover tab. Okay, the next tab is the Ride tab. So I'm just looking at this. There's a lot of racetracks to get to visit. The Ride tab keeps track of what you've done and who else is riding. So that first tab here, these are a couple of the maps that I just created. And here's a map that was done by Mike. Here's a recommendation from REVER, and you can see that's out in the Midwest. So if you're out in that area, you still have access to doing that. I spend a lot of time in these three tabs: my favorite ride and my friends' rides. And I see what they're doing and riding and what the day is. If I want to do a meetup, I can do a meetup, and it makes it a little bit more convenient. Tracked rides that I've ridden, I recorded here. And then my planned rides, the stuff that I create that I haven't done yet, I can put it into this little section and then go ahead and ride it at some future date. So that is the ride section. One important note to make is that if you are planning a ride and you click on the save feature, when you do finish, this public lock symbol needs to stay open, or else your ride will not get uploaded to the database, and if you're in a particular challenge, you won't get credit for the challenge. So that's an important consideration to remember. So that is REVER. Okay, so that was the presentation on REVER. If you enjoyed it, please hit like and subscribe. I'm trying out my new channel, and I'll have better graphics one of these days as soon as I get a handle on that. So see you next time.